Hello everybody and welcome back to Eastburn Models. On today's video I'm going to be showing you how I make my flasher, what I call the paint flasher in between coats. And I'll put a picture up here so you can see it. Don't know which one I'll put it at. But all I do is I make it out of computer fans that I've got a load of computers that are no good. And I like to recycle what I can. And they all come in different shapes and sizes, but they're all roughly, they all do the same job. Some of them are CPU fans, some of them are just circulation fans in the back of the PCs, but they make great what I call flashers when you've sprayed your spoons or your models, and you can flash it between coats. That way it's fast. It's a faster process than using, say, your airbrush. I'll just grab this, and a lot of people tend to put the airbrush on and they tend to just put the air going over it between two coats. Now I don't like that, because if I accidentally slip or the airbrush has got a slight leak through a seal or anything like that, it can throw paint all over your surface you've just painted, and if you get into final coat or it's a really expensive paint, it just destroys it. So I try and avoid that by using my own flashing system that I've made for the PC. Sorry, not the PC, the paint. Now, how I power these are, I have two options really that I tend to do. Normally you might have some old AC adapters lying around your house from old internet hubs or mobile phone chargers from the old days, because you can power these on a 12 volt. I give it a full 12 volts, or you can put them through a USB. It doesn't make a difference which form of power you give it, as long as it don't go over 12 volts, because they're maxed out at 12 volts, these fans. But if you give it, say, 5 volts, what a mobile phone charger gives you, or 3 volts, it's going to run a lot slower, so you're not going to get the output really. It's what I call trickle air. So I give it the full 12 volts and I get the maximum air I can out of it, which I will go through in a minute. Now when it comes to matching the output, like I say, as long as each fan is 12 volts, they're all a 12 volts, so they're all 12 volt fans, and like I said, it doesn't make a difference what size they are or anything like that. They're all 12 volts, so any 12 volt adapter will sort it. Now on the adapters themselves, it will say the output, it's the output you want. So the output on this is 12 volts, 1.5 amps. Now that's the maximum that can give out. Now on the fan itself, it runs at 12 volts and it's running at 0.65 amp. So we're absolutely fine to use these. And again, just a different adapter that I had lying around. This one runs at 12 volts, the output, and it runs at 2 amps. So the ampage is a little bit higher on this one, but it still runs at 12 volts. So it does do the exact same job as that one will do. If you start going to, say, the 9 volt adapters or the mobile phone adapters, which you can use, you just won't get maximum output for these, and it'll just take forever. You've got more pressure coming out of your nozzle of your gun, but this is all about avoiding the errors that you could have in airbrushing, so we're not destroying things. And all I do for these, if I just move these out of the way, I just grab one of these power adapters, which I will use this one only because I've already cut the ends off them because I used to use them for different things, so all I've done is cut the end off it. So that's that one. And what I tend to do with these now is on the power packs, not the power packs, sorry, the fans, you do have a few cables going into them. Now that's because as your PC starts processing things, it needs to speed it up and slow it down. So each one of these will be what I call them regulating wires. It allows a certain current through, whether that be a 3.3 volt or a 5 volt or a full 12 volt if your PC is running at maximum, if you say processing videos and stuff, to keep things cool. But the neutral there, which is the negative wire, is always black, and generally speaking the actual positive wire, the red wire, would be here. I think in other countries they call them hot and cold, but in Britain we call them positive and negative, plus and minus. So it tends to be that it's them two right next to each other. These are just what I call regulating wires, which we won't actually need them, but I will show you what I mean by that, because they probably won't even work. So, but we'll show you exactly how I wire it all up. So we'll get ready on that one and we'll come back. Okay, so we're back now, and we're just going to test the voltage that's coming out of the AC adapter. Now it should be 12 volts because that's what it's kicking out, but you always want to double check. So I've already plugged this in. You've got to be careful when you're messing with wires like this, not to make them touch or out like, because all you're going to do is burn the power pack out. So you just make sure you keep them to one side. What I've got here is just a simple multimeter that I'll click it to the smart setting, because then it can decide, it picks up what voltage is coming through anyway. Now as you can see there, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but we're kicking out now 12.35 volts, which is just over 12 volts, which is absolutely fine for these computers. So we know we're not pumping 16 or 19 volts through it, what you get say on a laptop power pack. They're completely different then. So we know we're pushing 12.35 volts. So now we've got that one tested, we can move that to one side, and what we're going to do, we're just going to grab one of these fans here. We'll use this one here. We'll just cut the terminal block off and just separate the wires. So we need the black, so that is the black, and I will strip, we're going to need the yellow, and what we'll do, just to show you on camera what'll happen if you put them together, there's nothing really going to happen. So hopefully the yellow one is the right one. So if we grab the yellow one, and we better strip the black one as well, because we're going to need that. So it doesn't matter if you get these the wrong way around, the fan just won't work until you put them the right way around. Like now I've got them the wrong way around and it's not working, but if I flick them round, there, it's working now. So now we've got full 12 volts coming through that, and it's just blowing everything off the table. So now we know that them two are the right cables. If we just turn it off and we go back to the black, so like I said, it doesn't matter if you get them the wrong way around, it just won't work, that's all. So just be, like I said, be careful. We're doing this for demonstration purposes. So we know the yellow spins absolutely fine, it's kicking out loads. If I go to the blue, nothing, and the green, nothing. They don't work because the regulated wires, that's what I class them as. So we know that they are not needed. So we can just cut them and we know we're not going to be messing with them. So the two wires we need are the yellow and the black. And so now I know that that AC adapter is running that. Bit of wire stuck in my finger. So now I know that that's running that, and now it's pumping air all the way through now, which is a lot better. I just don't have anything on the table to show you just how much that's kicking out. I'm just trying to find a piece of paper here. So if I grab this piece of paper, that won't show you, but you can see things are moving, cables are moving. But if it's just a bit awkward, if I grab that and then blow that, it just completely disappears. So now we know we've got good fannage off that one, we've got a good breeze coming off it. And what I tend to do with these is I do put them on a switch. If I just turn this off, just turn that off, just pull one of them off. I do put this on a switch because there's no way of turning it on and off unless you keep plugging the AC adapter in and out. So I tend to just break one of the wires and I just put it onto a switch, and then when I flick the switch in the booth, I'll show that in a picture. When I flick the switch, it will connect these two for me, and I've got overall control. Then I'm not going unplugging and all that. I get to control when it comes on and when it goes off. And what I've just built a little mock system here because mine's stuck to the booth. So I put it high in the booth, so I've got a curtain of cool air coming down. I've just made a mock-up of something here, just to show you what you can create if you don't want to stick it to your booth. But if I just grab a bit of blue tack, I don't know why they call it blue tack, then put it black. So if I just stick onto there, in each corner, just so I can just make sure it don't blow off, and then just stick that onto there like that, and that way then when we connect now, when we do it the right way around, I should have known that. So we'll put it that way now. And we'll put that there, and round there. Like I said, this is just a quick mock-up for you, just to show you just how you can have it in your booth. You can make this as big as you want, as deep as you want. Like this one here, you could put a fan there and a fan there, so you've got two. All you do is wire them together. That's all you do. You could put 3 or 4. It doesn't make a difference. And then what we do then is we connect that, and now we've got the breeze under there now. And what I do now is in my spray booth, oops, I dropped everything. If I'm spraying something, and between coats, because they're only light coats that we put onto stuff, I put it under there. It's just more powerful than using the trigger, and you've got less chance of actually destroying it if it decides to spit a little bit on your gun. But put it under there and just turn it for a couple of seconds, it'll flash that off. It'll dry it off enough for you to get another coat on, and you just keep doing that, and it's just faster processing instead of waiting for stuff to dry naturally or running the risk of spitting paint out. And they're just recyclable stuff, that's all. And like I said, you could put another one onto top. You could put another one onto top, move that over, and then you've got 2 then coming down. You can make this as high as you want, as wide as you want, as deep as you want, to put certain model kits into them if that's what you want as you're spraying them. So that's what this video were about, really. Just a couple of things. You must be careful when you're starting to mess with electricity, whether it's 12 volt or anything. Just try not to touch two wires together. This looks rough because it was just demonstration purposes, that's all. But this is not a how-to video at all. This is just to give you fundamentals of what you can do with PC fans and how you can make them into little blowers just so you can dry stuff a lot quicker, and how to frame them up, that's all. But I will show a picture of how mine is working on the top anyway, on my booth, and that's how I can spray a good collection of these and get them done in no time, because I use the spray booth to do it. So that's it for this video, and I hope you can join me on the next one. So if you've got any questions, please let me know and I'll answer them the best I can. So anyway, thanks very much.